Anyway,
Right.
welcome to the BFF
Um,
Punch podcast once more, dear squealers.
but
Hello,
I
lads,
mean,
lasses.
hello, lad. I mean, given the absolute offensive attitude of YouTube
I thought you were going to
and
say
the way that
view.
it privatizes the videos, like, is it even worth asking if anyone's seen anything in the last
I,
few weeks?
no, because when I notice, I change it back. Yeah, but also that's only YouTube. It's on multiple podcast platforms.
Multiple.
Multiple podcast platforms.
So,
We're all good, lad. We're all good. Everything
punch,
is fine.
punch, punch,
You need to
punch.
calm down. That's what you need to do.
Kin destroy, kin destroy. I said kin destroy, kin destroy. I said kin destroy.
Was that how it went? You wrote
I've
to me
got no
last week.
idea.
Oh no,
Rings a
it's
bell.
gone private again. The last video. No, I'm just kidding.
You are. Oh, I'm gonna batter you.
Yeah, Dead Little Font Cropper is on visibility public. YouTube seems to make it private every time it auto adds the feed. So, not very good, is what I would say. Right, let's have a look at the
So
analytics from last week. What have we got? Ooh, what is the date? I'm not even sure. The 8th of June, when was that? 8th of June, 8th of
that
June.
was
That
like
was a week
2 weeks
ago.
ago, wasn't it?
One
No, a week
play, it
ago.
says. One play.
One.
Yes,
Well,
on
that's
the 8th.
summit.
It's Summit. Aye. And then on
It's
Spotify,
summit.
one play on the 10th of June. So that's two plays.
Oh,
Fancy that? Fancy that?
I'd love to know what whoever's watching it, what they actually think. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
if you are listening to this, would you mind getting in touch with us, please? We would
Yeah,
love
yeah.
to
Please
hear
do.
from you.
We'd love to hear from you.
And so, what are we? How would they get in touch with us, though? Oh yeah, YouTube channel. Leave a comment on the video. There you go. That's the
Oh
easiest.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the easiest thing. If
Then
you,
we'll know that you're real and that we're not talking to ourselves
yes,
endlessly.
endlessly talking to ourselves, put us out
Yeah,
of our misery. Please, by commenting on the YouTube video of this week's, as long as it's not private, again, as long as YouTube
yeah.
doesn't make it private one more time.
So, so anyway, let's get back to some
A-
juicy news this
Anyway,
week. I believe. Anyway, I believe you've been
anyway,
pulled over by the police, haven't you?
no,
What? You have?
no. But if I were to be pulled over by the police, they would come to me and they'd say, "Do you know why? Do you know why I've pulled you over?" That's what they would say, which makes me suddenly feel guilty, you see. I would feel guilty about,
Right.
I'd be like, what have I done wrong? Oh no, what is it? And it would make me think about that. And the psychology of it is that I would guess and I would say, probably you probably know about all of the packs of drugs in my boot or in the secret compartment, underneath the back
Right.
seat. And they'd be like, and the police
Okay.
would be like, yes, yes, that's exactly why we pulled you over. You better show us all of the packs of drugs that you have underneath the back seat, that would say. Or, oh
So
no, you know about the bodies in the boot. Sort of,
I can just imagine the copper going, you start waffling on, and they're like, right. Proper broad Yorkshire coppers.
right. Go on.
Oh,
Anything else? What was the other reason I pulled you over? So that's
yeah. Keep talking, young man. Keep
yeah, well,
talking.
the body is in the boot as well, obviously. And what else? What else? What else? What else? Yes, go on, lad. Go on, tell us some
You're
more.
writing this down, PC investigation. That's his name, investigation.
That's incredible. No wonder he wanted to go into the force.
So anyway, yeah. So anyway, how come you came up with this story?
this story. No, so what happened next? I guess then I was like, well, I suppose it could be what else is a terrible crime in modern culture. What else? Um,
Well,
yes, maybe.
drinking.
Probably because. Oh yes, it's probably because I'm utterly bladdered, officer. And anything else, lad?
Well, it
Well,
would
you
be
know
with you.
the
Sunday
children in the back
morning.
seat, all bruised and battered from me smacking them about a little bit. What else? I don't know what else could there be. What other terrible things are they hoping for?
Well, there's probably a million and one things, but I thought the point of you telling me the story was that you were saying
No,
technically you don't have
the
to answer,
point is
right?
the point is what did I answer? I was like, well, I bet my tail lights out again, isn't it, Copper? And I've just told you all of this stuff that you didn't actually know about, but it was just a tail
Yeah.
light out, or I was, I don't
You
know.
didn't have your seatbelt on.
Oh, I didn't have my
Well, in
seat.
your case,
Aye.
you're messing about on your phone.
Messing about on on my phone, officer. I saw a video the other day actually of
Fact.
some guy who was eating a sandwich in his car as he was driving along, and the police was like, "Oh, I saw you on your phone." It's like, no, but he had a camera inside his car, so he had the proof. And the guy,
Yeah,
but the
wow.
policeman was like, "No, don't need to see that. I saw you on your phone. Don't do it again." Like this. It was like,
Weird.
oh,
It's like, what is like
proof.
a phone also is a sandwich.
Yeah. Maybe it was a one of
Classic.
those sandwich phones, the ones that
Yeah,
you open and close, like a
yeah.
clam, but the other way round.
But like, weren't you telling me that the
Vertical
reason why you
axis.
started telling me this story in the first place was that apparently you don't have to answer that, right? Is that what
No,
you were saying?
no, they hope that you'll incriminate yourself, basically. That's what they're doing by
Right.
asking you the question, which is very, very naughty and
So
manipulative.
technically, you could say when they say, "So what have I pulled you over for?" You go, "I don't know. What have you pulled me over for?"
Or you could say, I don't know, officer, my good looks.
Yeah, Mag.
Oh, a smart mouth, eh?
Yeah.
So,
Or what about you go, "What I mean? Do I look like a detective?" Shut it, boy.
I mean, it'd be a good start, wouldn't it? There's
Yeah.
nothing they could do, but you'd be riling the copper. And that's the problem, is it not?
Well, it'd be like when you get those phone calls, right? You know, when you get those cold callers and they go, "Oh, hello, I'm just calling from such and such a bank. Just would like to confirm your identity, just to make sure we can have a secure chat." So if you just confirm your name and your date of birth, I always go, "How about you tell me my name and my date of birth? And if you're correct, I'll ask you some more security questions." And
Yeah.
they're always like, "What?"
Yes. Is it
Oh.
ever not legit? And is it ever legit? What are the
There
stats?
was one time, right, where this was crazy. There was one time from Vodafone, this was,
Yeah.
and they called and they were like, "Oh yeah, we've got this great deal for you," and they were like something like 50% off or something, and I was
Right.
like straight away, I was like, "This is dodgy, 50% off, no way." So I go, "How do I know you from Vodafone?" And you go, "Oh, because we are, and you're a valid customer." I was like, "Well, if I'm a valid customer, tell me what my name is, what my date of birth is, and what my customer account number is." And they did. And
Oh.
then I said, "All right, well, let me ask you another security question. How many numbers are on this account?" And they knew the amount of numbers and they read out the numbers.
No
And I
way.
was like, basically, like, took it in then at face value. So I
Yeah.
gave him some more details to get this 50% off. And then they said, "Oh, we'll send you a text." And the text never came. So I immediately called Vodafone myself, and
Yeah.
straight away they were like, "Oh no, it's a scam." So I had to
Oh,
change all my flipping passwords. But that was the only time that I've ever been duped because usually I'm right on it. So I'm
how did they
like,
know
"Don't
all of
you
that
question
stuff?
me?"
Had they stolen it? Had
I don't
Vodafone
know.
had a breach?
But also, it was like, well, if you've already got that information, why are you asking for more information? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't believe that's pretty elaborate. The fact that they answered
I
all your
know.
questions. That's concerning, that is.
I know. Their
Anyway, so
hacking
coppers.
skills were impressive.
Yeah. So the copper gets to find out what you're doing. Yeah. There's no way of
Yeah,
answering. Just say I've no idea. Is all you can say because otherwise you're going to get their backs up, aren't you? You know. I don't
yeah.
know. You saw my T-shirt and you were jealous. You were like, "Where'd you get that?" That's that's what was that what it was? Young policeman, hmm? Or policewoman?
Yeah.
Yes.
You were like, you just saw me driving past and you thought, there's a good looking lad.
Mm.
Let me have a chat to him.
Aye.
And he'd be like, right.
Anyway, if that happens, don't answer. Just say,
Yeah.
"I've no idea. I've no idea."
Um,
You tell me. You tell me. You stop
or
me.
you could like say silly things like, you go, do you know how he pulled you in? Fish?
Fish.
Like,
Oh my
you
gosh,
what?
that reminds me. That
What?
reminds me when I was really young and I did I went to this karaoke bar when I was at uni and I sang Dizzy by Wonder Stuff and Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer.
Yeah.
Um, which was great, and I think it went pretty well. Anyway, the guy was like, "Wow, that was great." The DJ guy was like, "That
Right.
was great. Can you?" He said, "What are you doing? What are you doing afterwards?" He said. I was like, in front of everyone. I didn't know. I felt so uncomfortable. I didn't know. I thought maybe my mind went straight to like, has he got the hots for me? Does he want to take me out? I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. Like maybe he had
Or
a gig.
maybe he suspected you were into him and he was like, he was being like the policeman. So, what else are you doing tonight?
Yeah, that's
You were
right.
like, I'm just
So it's funny
going
you
out with
say
a
that
mate,
because honestly, I said the first thing that came to my head, which was
which
fishing.
was
Fishing.
fishing.
This was at night in the winter, probably. Well, I don't know, but
What are you doing later on? Fishing.
fishing. Yeah, it was all I could think to say, and I was
That
just
is
kind of like,
classic.
so that threw him completely, and I never found out why. And I will
Oh, oh,
always,
so
I
you
will
didn't
go to
follow
my
it up with
grave, and I will
fishing
never
for
know.
me, are you?
Yeah,
Fishing for a good time, are you?
it was like fishing. That was, and then that was it. I was like,
Yeah, well,
man, I was kind of shy about that kind of about new relationships when I was younger. I didn't know what to do. That's kind of weird, that though, isn't it? The fact that you said fish, fish.
yeah, that's
What?
weird, eh?
Hey, do you know why I pulled you over? Fishing, fish. I suppose it is
Fish.
one of those things that pops into your mind, is it not?
Yes.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Anyway, my dear Squealeroon, Kin Destroy. So I think
Thinking
you sent me a
destroy.
challenge earlier on in the week, and you were like, "Hey, Ant,
Yeah.
Kin Destroy." You said, "Did you
Yeah, I
not?"
typed out the lyrics to a little break beat that I came up with and then
Yes.
said, guess the melody.
It
Then I
was
gave you the drum beat.
ah. I'm afraid I'm going to have to Destroy. I said Destroy. Destroy. I said Destroy. Repeat the audio of this back to me now. That's the beat to help you. And then you said, I've handed you this on a platter. What's taking so long? Now.
Oh.
And then I was like, exams this morning, call off to drop off. And you're like, just about to have tea. So send the audio as requested, and then we shall chat. Oh, and good luck to Halloween and Al. You've got this. So, and then you said, not bad. Not bad is what you wrote back to me.
Yeah, because you sent me the audio of your attempt,
Yes, I did.
but then the
Indeed, I
classic
did.
thing is I couldn't actually remember what I'd actually come up
Although
with
you did one at the
myself.
beginning of this, you kind of did a yeah.
Yeah, it was something like destroy, destroy. I said destroy, destroy. I said destroy, destroy. I said.
Should we find out? Should we find out what I did back? I think
Yeah, go on.
I can share sound. There we go. And then I can basically get the M4A, which is the M4A.
And of
This one.
course, it's all about. Go on.
All right, there we go. So this is the beat you sent.
I think I've got it.
Oh yeah,
Kink
what
and
was it?
destroy. I said kink and destroy. Kink and destroy. I said kink and destroy. Kink and destroy. I said kink and destroy. Kink and destroy. I said kink and destroy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that was it.
fabulous. Well
So,
done, dear.
so what did you send?
So then I sent this back, obviously with no frame of reference in the slightest. Let's go. This is a CAF file, by the way, which is what all of our Patreon, £1 a month Patreon will give you access to all of these. And we shall include. Shall we add these in? We should add these in, should we not?
Yeah,
So let's
yeah.
under Kin Destroy beat and Kin Destroy response maybe. So here it is.
Yeah, go on.
King destroy oi, king destroy asset. King destroy oi, king destroy asset. King destroy oi, king destroy asset. King destroy oi, destroy.
Wait. Go back.
What?
Play that again. Wasn't your indicator like
Yeah,
perfectly in
it felt
time?
like it was, wasn't it?
King
Yeah.
destroy oi, king destroy asset. King destroy oi, king destroy asset. King destroy oi,
There.
king destroy asset. King destroy
Oh
oi,
yeah, just for that last.
destroy.
Now
Not
James
bad.
was with me that day in the car, I feel, and he did a great little job there with some singing over the top of it, a little bit of diva that he put onto it,
Yeah, it wasn't too
something,
bad.
and
Yeah, it wasn't.
of course he was the one obviously pressing the buttons on the phone because I was clearly driving because you can hear my indicator. But if a policeman had stopped the car
Yeah,
at
if
that
it,
very point and said,
yeah.
"Hello, sir. Do you know why I pulled you over?" What would I have said? That's the question, is it
Oh,
not?
what would you have said?
Hmm. I don't know.
Just recording a podcast with my mate.
I'd said sending him an improvised song. Sending my best friend in Australia an improvised song. That's what I would have said.
And then you'd be like, yeah, you'd be like, I'm just recording a podcast and we rushed to monetize and like we did.
Yes, I
You,
start telling him
yeah, the whole-
everything about it. Yeah. So I was towards the end of my sabbatical, and we kind of wanted. I was trying to do different creative things, and James and I were talking. And I think one of us must have suggested doing a podcast, and we thought, oh, that's a good idea. So then we did, didn't we? We started that, and it was great. We kind of did our first one, um, and we've just decided that we've talked a lot of nonsense over the last few years, officer, and we wanted to put that into a podcast. We wanted to continue all of that into a podcast.
right.
So then what we did was, we've been doing it every week since then. So every single week. In fact, I'm just recording something that we could use for podcast number 11, officer. They're called. The first one was called Wonton Touching, which is from probably one of the most classic monologues that James ever wrote. And then we'd had Byzantine Fentanyl Interview, who was one of our favourite characters. Naked Swimming was number 3, and then number 4 was What Not to Do as a Podcaster, and Rushing to Monetize plus Bullshanacy. So that was a bit of a classic. And then obviously we
Right.
created a Patreon. Straight away we created a Patreon because it said don't do that. So we did that straight away, and then we put all of our audio recordings on there, and then we realised that maybe there was some things on there that we didn't want to be public, and we thought that was an easy way forward. But then we had to listen to them all back again just to make sure there was nothing in there that we didn't want people to be able to be publicly accessible, officer. So we weren't sure what to do, and so we did that. Anyway, and then that was all sorted, and we made a really nice Patreon page, and no one's supporting us at all on Patreon, at least not yet. And we're kind of hoping it'll turn around, but we're not doing it for them.
You'd
We're
be
doing
like,
it
well,
for
unless
us.
you want to, officer.
What?
You'd be like, well, unless you want to supply, officer, pay £1.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, you were doing the officer voice, but it was like
Yeah.
that's me, right? And then then it was like BFFFU was the next one. Then walking naked down the street and while James is deeply insecure and will try AI. And will AI try on a tea cozy? Oh no, will Al try on a tea cozy? Seriously,
What?
the word Al officer is it's really confusing now because it looks exactly like AI. So AI, capital A, capital I, and then which is just really confusing. Because then Al, the capital A, lowercase L, looks like AI. Does it not? So I just find that really confusing. So it's real. Then we have Munch Foibles and Psycho Vince and Big Frank. Then Busted,
Right.
New Christmas #1 and Fump Me Newton, and then Harry Malone and the Chamber of Commerce, and then Dirty Little Font Cropper. And that brings us up to date, Officer. And Kin Kin Destroy is hopefully the next one. And I've just recorded that right now. And I think that brings me up to date. Is that what you pulled me over, Officer?
Right. Well, enough of you. Shut your gob. Get it back at car. You're going to prison. That's what, after all that, that'd be it.
That'd be it. Yeah. I
Right.
mean, what are you going to do?
Bought us for £1.
Yeah. I just wanted a pound as they locked me away. Just one.
Yeah.
Just £1 a month. That's all I wanted.
Right.
Exactly. So yeah, and I think that's how it went really. That was how it went
Yeah,
down
I can,
this week. Yeah.
I can totally
I'm out on
imagine.
bail right now, so here I am.
Yeah.
Just got to waiting for the court date to come through, the court proceedings. Yes, exactly.
Hopefully, Yorkshire Police have got some investigators trolling online content and have heard this. He's here. He's here.
Yeah,
He's
that's right.
talking about it live on air. Get him arrested.
Evidence. Isn't that what they call it? Hmm.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Can't do it. We can't prove anything.
So King can destroy. Yeah. Okay. King
Oh,
can
yes, I was going to tell you about
destroy.
that.
King can
So,
destroy.
so
I
everybody
said.
knows, these are literally little ditties that I come up with that are all around hammering you. And
Is that
that's
what? Kin.
Yes.
King can destroy, oi, King can destroy, I said. King can destroy, oi, King can destroy, I said. Pretty cool, huh? Not bad. I had a shaker on my desk. Very
Yeah,
nice.
nice. You've had that for about 30 years, haven't you, that
No, I haven't.
shaker?
That's brand new.
No,
Bought it the
it's
other day.
not.
It is, lad. I've never had these. Ben Cooper
You
had these,
have.
not me. And then I bought an egg as well.
Oh, yeah.
This is a soft one. So it goes
Classic,
soft,
yeah.
and then you've got medium, and then you've got loud, and then you've got extra loud.
Quieter than the medium. They sound quieter than the medium one. Go back to the medium one. That was the loudest.
The medium.
Yeah, that's well loud. From here, anyway. From what I'm hearing.
Exactly.
From what
They're
I'm hearing.
my little shaken eggs. Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe just give us one more kink in destroy, and then we should finish for the day, should we
Well, I
not?
can't remember it. You need to play that beat again.
The beat
Unless I
again.
just make it up. Another variant.
Well, another variant would have been better. You don't have to do the same one.
Right. Kin, destroy, I said. Kin, destroy. Kin, destroy, I said. Kin, destroy. Kin, destroy, I said. Kin, destroy. Punch!
I feel punched. I feel violated. I feel violated
Yes,
sitting
good.
opposite you, punching and destroying Kin.
Yeah,
What does Kin mean
exactly.
before we finish? What on earth does Kin mean?
Well,
Hmm?
it's Yorkshire for swearing, isn't it?
For what?
Yorkshire for swearing.
Swearing.
Kin, short for kin. It's a way of it's a way of swearing without actually having to swear.
Kin destroy.
Well, you thought I was talking about kin as
I don't
in
know,
family.
like we're family. I will
It-
destroy you.
Kin,
Either
kin,
way,
next of kin, next of kin.
yeah. Who would you like to contact? The officer, I'm like, they're in prison, and it's like, okay, yeah, we've locked you up, but you're allowed one phone call. Would you like to call your next of? Would you like us to call your next of kin? I was like, kin destroy, yoy, kin destroy, and they're like, he's off again. He's off again. And on that note, we should say goodbye. Say goodbye, James.
Aye.
Oh, this
Ciao for
reminds me.
now.
This reminds me. We did that song about the beavers pulling me under. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Way back
Right
in
at
the
the
day.
end, I'm like, "Good night, Mary Lou. Good night, John Boy." Because it's from the Waltons, which I never watched, but I remember it being on TV, and I don't think you've ever heard of it. So,
No, I haven't.
um, so basically, you were like, I can't remember what you said. Beaver song.
Night Billy Bob or something. Was
Yeah, Billy Ball.
it?
Now
What,
Billy
Billy
Ball,
Balls or Billy Bob?
or something like that. You know what? I think we should have this song to see us out. You know what I mean? What do you think? A song at the end? An old
Is it not
song.
too
This was
long?
recorded through headphones as well, if I remember rightly.
Right. Is it
Exactly.
not too long?
No, hopefully not. I don't
Just
know.
play the last verse then, where you
I'm
go
trying
out
to
and you
find it.
from the
What's it called? I'm trying to remember what it's
uh,
called now.
Ant is the greatest or something.
Ant's the greatest, yeah.
Just play
Ant
it from the
is the
bit in the middle where we talk.
greatest. Yeah, well, you know what? The problem is I've got to flip and find it. I'm sure it's called Beaver
Oh well,
Story.
do it next
Beaver.
week.
Beaver Story. Found it. I've found it. Don't panic. All right, here it is. Okay, so Beaver Story.
Oh, you
Oh,
can scroll
here we go now.
ahead.
Oh, James is the greatest drummer in the world. I can't believe his breaking.
Yeah, we're gonna have
I've
to
had a
skip.
real fascination for this.
This is it.
Don't go near that water.
Hold on.
Okay, now let me just tell y'all a story now. When Ant was a little boy, he took a real interest in beavers. That's right, folks, beavers. Now, one day, he was walking along with his mama by the shore, and his mama cried out, "Little auntie, don't go near that water. It's not safe." But I'll tell you now, Ant had a real fascination for these beavers. So he started wading and paddling out into the lake. Then all of a sudden, splash! He was gone. Those little beavers pulled him under. His mama was all yelling and hollering and crying out, "Auntie, come back here, son." But it was too late. The beavers had got him. And that's the moral of the story for all you little children and folks alike. Just be careful of those beavers when you go out. Okay, we're gonna move on with the story now. Get on with the song.
I always think, go on with the song. I just sound like such an idiot in that little bit.
Okay, we're gonna
Listen
move
to
on
it
with the
again.
story now. Get on with the song. Let's do that, Ann. Let's do it.
And what's at the end? Go on.
Caroline's the cutest little cowgirl. All right. West.
This is
Hope
the
you
end.
enjoyed the show tonight, folks. We're sure to see you around. Good night. Good night, y'all. Good night, y'all. Good night, Mary Lou. Good night, Mary Lou. See you, Jan. Good night, John Boy. See you next week, Billy Ball. Who? Billy Ball. I don't know him.
Well, that was it. See you next week, Billy Boy.
And I'm like, who? And you're like, Billy Ball. I was like, I don't know him. That was it. Classic. Right. Okay. Say goodbye, James.
Good night, Billy Ball.
Yeah. Who?
Billy Ball.
I don't know him. Yeah.
Oh,
Good
you
night,
should.
all. See you next week.
Okay, folks.
Bye.
Bye now.